Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm the young adult librarian at the Rock Island Public Library, and today I have a book for you that recently became a series on Disney Plus. This is American Born Chinese. And in this book, you're going to meet three different characters. The first character is called the Monkey King, and we find him long ago, and he has ruled over all of the monkeys in the world. He lives on Flower Fruit Mountain, and he's defeated many foes. He has trained in Kung Fu and has many great powers. The gods, the goddesses, the demons, and the spirits. When they gather in heaven for a dinner party, well, all right, this is a special occasion. To be clear, he's not invited. But what happens is he smells. This is discipline 3 of the arts of Kung Fu in which he has trained. So discipline 1 is fist like lightning, discipline 2 is thunderous foot, discipline 3 is heavenly senses. So he smells this food and he tells his subjects, okay, there's an important party I must attend, so I'll see you later. And discipline 4 is cloud as steed. So takes this flying cloud up to heaven. But when he gets to heaven, he is pulled aside. And he tells the person who pulls him aside, oh, you know, you can announce me as the Monkey King of Flower Fruit Mountain. And the guard who has pulled him aside says, hey, I've got to apologize profusely, but I can't let you in. You don't have any shoes. And the Monkey King says, okay, well, that doesn't matter. I have thousands of subjects, and I'm a deity. I'm a committed disciple of the arts of Kung Fu, and I have mastered the 4 major heavenly disciplines, prerequisites to immortality. And finally, the guard just says, look, you may be a king, you may even be a deity, but you are still a monkey. And have a good evening. Just tells him to leave. Now, this makes the other people in attendance laugh. The gods, the goddesses, the demons, and the spirits. And what the Monkey King decides is he would feel a lot better if he beat all of these people up. And so that's what he does. And in any mythology, in any sort of pantheon, this is not going to go well for the person who does this. Gods, goddesses, any sort of deity or mythological creature, they don't take kindly to being beaten up, and even after they've embarrassed somebody else, oh, okay, well now you've embarrassed me, so there's going to be consequences. Well, also in this book, in the next section, we meet Jin Wang. And Jin is an ordinary kid. He is growing up in a community where there's other Chinese American kids. But his parents, they get new jobs and they move, and suddenly he is the only Chinese American kid at his new school. And for a while, it's a struggle just to make friends until a kid named Wei Chen moves to his school from Taiwan. And eventually Jin and Wei Chen, they do become friends. Now, up until this time, Jin has kind of avoided the only other Asian kid in his class. Her name is Suzy Nakamura, because other kids in their class start rumors that, oh, these two are arranged to be married, and it's just a lot of racist nonsense that they have to deal with, and so they avoid each other because of these rumors. But by junior high, Wei Chen and Suzy Nakamura, they've started dating, and Jin has a crush on a girl, but he's not sure if she feels the same way. So he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I ask this girl out? Even just going to a movie becomes kind of an ordeal. And there's different reasons for this. First of all, he's got to bike them there. You know, she kind of sits on his handlebars to like get to the movie theater. And what Jin recognizes after this is he's kind of sweaty. But growing up in China, his parents never bought deodorant. Like, that wasn't a thing. But okay, as a kid growing up in America, Jin recognizes, oh no, I'm sweaty and I'm on a date, what do I do? So he like goes to the bathroom and like puts soap under his armpits. I mean, his cousin actually told him this trick, like, hey, don't worry, if you're smelling sweaty, just do this. Unfortunately though, when he puts his arm around this girl at the movie, he does get some soap bubbles, like on her shoulder. Like he sees after the fact, like, oops, well, okay, I hope she doesn't notice and think anything weird. And she doesn't. It ends up being a fine date. But also in this book, we have a guy named Danny. And Danny, he plays basketball, and you know, kids like him pretty well. He's changed schools a few times since starting high school. I believe he's on his 3rd school since beginning high school. And We find out that the reason for this is he has a cousin named Qin Qi. And this person is the ultimate Chinese stereotype. He is this racial stereotype that comes and basically makes Danny's life miserable. Because by the time he leaves, Danny's not Danny anymore. He's just this guy's cousin. So the book is Danny trying to figure out how to deal with his embarrassing cousin and having people make racist assumptions about him based on who he's related to. But also you have Jin trying to fit in and having people in his class, in his school, take like racist action against him. What Jin experiences, it's a lot of racist microaggressions. It's like not just slurs, it's also this thing where eventually things come to a head, not with the girl he's dating, but with somebody she's always known, and somebody who kind of feels, oh, I'm gonna intercede, I'm gonna step in here because I don't think these two should be dating. Because, again, Jin is Chinese American, and the girl he likes, she's white. But also you have the Monkey King, and he's connected to these people. He is connected to these humans who live many centuries removed from him. And again, I would simply point out that gods and goddesses, they don't like it if you embarrass them or beat them up. After the dinner party, the Monkey King trains, and after 40 days, he achieved the 4 major disciplines of invulnerability. So that means invulnerability to fire, invulnerability to cold, invulnerability to drowning, and invulnerability to wounds. So when he goes and talks to other gods, well, what happens is they try and kill him. He goes under the sea to Ao Kuang. This is the Dragon King of the Eastern Sea. And he receives the Monkey King, who now is calling himself the Great Sage, equal of heaven, because, again, he's learned even more disciplines, including giant form, miniature form, hair into clones, and shapeshift. So he goes to the Dragon King, and the Dragon King says, hey, my apologies for not sending someone to arrest you in person, but frankly, none of the gods wanted to go anywhere near your mountain. Nothing personal, we just aren't particularly fond of fleas. So even in this moment where it's like, hey, we want to arrest and or kill you for your insult back at the dinner party, well, this guard cuts off the Monkey King's head, except he's fine, again, because he has this invulnerability to wounds. And what the Monkey King says is, this execution is no longer necessary. I am not a monkey. I have mastered 12 disciplines of Kung Fu. I am now the Great Sage, equal of heaven. And this just makes everybody laugh. So the Dragon King, clearly in need of some convincing, watches as the Monkey King grows to giant form and threatens to squish him. So in going to the other sort of deities, he encounters the same problem every time. He tries to get people to take him seriously, and no one will. Everyone just laughs, like, oh, you're a monkey, you're just putting on airs. Well, goes to Lao Tzu and Yama, who's caretaker of the underworld, goes to the Jade Emperor, ruler of the Celestials, and in every case, it turns into a fight. So the Monkey King convinces them, the Great Sage convinces them, with the power of shapeshifting and summoning clones, and using this new magic cudgel that he got from the Dragon King. So finally, the gods, the goddesses, the demons, and the spirits gathered before the lion, the ox, the human, and the eagle, emissaries of Seiyotsu. And this is he who is. And the whole idea is they want something done about this monkey. So the emissaries say, okay, we will relay your request. And eventually Seiyotsu goes to the Monkey King and says, hey, you gotta stop this. And no, the Monkey King doesn't want to. In fact, he wants to pick a fight. Like, oh, okay, I'll fight you too. Basically, even with this most powerful of deities trying to tell him to stop what he's doing, the Monkey King is still not ready to listen. And because of this, the Monkey King ends up imprisoned under a mountain of rock for 500 years. So this is a story about the Monkey King overcoming his hubris, but also you have these human characters just trying to live their lives and figure out how to deal with school, how to deal with bullies and casual racism they encounter in their day-to-day lives. And It's interesting to see, obviously in the series it's different because stuff's always changed in adaptations of books, but in the graphic novel it's really interesting to see how these characters eventually come together, how they're connected, and how their lives affect each other. So check this book out. I really enjoyed it. And thank you for watching. I will see you again soon.